Lecha Adonai Hagadol v'Hagevu v'Hatiferet v'Hanetzach v'Hahod Kicho b'shamayim uva'aretz Kicho b'shamayim uva'aretz Lecha Adonai Hamamlacha v'Hamidnaseh l'chol l'rosh.
Part 4, we look at the fourth of the 5 books of the Torah, the book of Bemidbar in English Numbers. It deals with initially a census that Moses is commanded to take of the people, and the bulk of the book deals with adventures that they incurred while wandering through the wilderness. A number of famous passages in this particular book of the Torah, and we're going to look at a number of them as we walk through. First, we're going to focus on Birkat HaKohanim, the priestly benediction. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Lord bless you and keep you. A very, very well-known passage in which parents bless their children every Friday evening. Also in traditional congregations, Kohanim, descendants of the ancient priests, bless the people on holidays. A most interesting passage we are looking at right now, very familiar to people who know the Jewish liturgy, Vayehi binsoah ha'aron vayomer Moshe, the line that's chanted when the ark is opened during the worship service. Note, it is bracketed by 2 inverted nuns, the only passage in the Torah so designated, and this is another example of Aristarchian signs, notations that our ancient sages had in common with the Greek grammarians of Alexandria, where the Greek letter that resembled this was used just as these nuns to indicate, and this is according to the rabbis, that this verse is either out of a place, that is, in content it doesn't follow either what precedes it or follows it directly in the text, or more homiletically, it's a book unto itself, which is a nice way of saying that subject-wise it doesn't comport with what's either immediately preceding it or immediately following it. Again, one of the most famous lines in our liturgy. Vayehi binsoah ha'aron vayomer Moshe Kuma Adonai v'yafuto yevecha v'yanusu misanecha mipanecha. That's sung when the Torah is taken out of the ark, and the end of that, Uvnucho Yomar, is what's recited when the Torah goes back into the ark. It's what the words mean. When the ark began to move and when the ark rested. I'm now pointing out another very well-known verse from our liturgy, Matovu ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. How goodly are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. The opening line in the morning service, interestingly enough, recited in the Torah by a non-Jew, a non-Israelite, Balak, who is asked to curse the Israelites and winds up blessing them with these words, how goodly are your tents, O Jacob. This is the beginning of the weekly Torah portion known as Pinchas. Pinchas, the name of a man. Many, many congregations, including our own Beth Emeth, keep a Torah scroll set at this parsha all year long, because all of the additional readings for Rosh Chodesh, the beginning of a new Hebrew month, or any of the Jewish holidays are read from this parsha Pinchas. And here are the readings. They describe the additional sacrifices that were offered up in ancient times on these particular holidays. So if we just look at one, here is Pesach. Uvachodesh Harishon, on the first month, Ba'arba'asar Yom LaChodesh, on the 14th of the month, Pesach L'Adonai, Passover to Adonai. In each of the ancient holidays, is described in terms of its sacrificial offering. Sukkot, the Feast of Weeks, Shavuot, Rosh Chodesh, Shabbat. And so it's a parsha that's read many, many times, at least in terms of sections of it during the year. Well-known passage from our liturgy, part of Kriyat Shema, the commandment to wear tzitzit. Here's the word. Tzitzit, fringes on the corners of our garments. The tzitzit, an example of what someone once called ritual macrame. That is, the number of knots and turns added together on all four of the fringes add up to 613, the number of commandments, and that's how the tzitzit are a reminder of the mitzvot, which is exactly what this paragraph tells us.
Romamu, Romamu, Adonai Eloheinu, Vehishtachavu, Vehishtachavu, Lahadom Raglav Kadosh Hu, Ki Kadosh, Adonai